smile, laughed at me. You're missing the energy.
What's up, guys? So I'm about to record more takes for this song. I feel like I just need to record more takes, tighten things up a little bit. But I'm really liking where it's going so far, so I'm happy with it. And that's a first. So I'll update you guys more as more is done. So yeah. Why do I make music? That's the question I want to answer today, and how I got into music. What's going on, guys? Welcome to my new series, In My Head. The series is kind of docu-series, not docu-series, kind of vlog-ish, not a vlog. It's a series where I talk about my story, my life, things I'm working on, and it's just more about me, to learn about me. Yeah. So the question of how I got into music and why I make music has evolved within the past year. It's just continually growing. And I think to really answer that question, I need to take you more into my story from the time I was a kid to now. And to do that, I gotta take you guys home. So, let's go home.
At summers and most kids will see the whole friends in the hall party weekends. But I'm at the end, 'cause I'm on my way to leave home again.
So this is where I grew up. Good old Pahrump, Nevada. Let's flash back to the year 2000. Just moved here from across the country from Florida. I started kindergarten, I started making friends. And one thing I was hooked on was sports. I remember as a kid I was running up and down the living room with a little Rams helmet on and a sock trying to play football. But I loved football, I loved basketball, I golfed. But music was something that was always there. I had this innate love for it. I remember as a kid, I would watch the Kids' Choice Awards and dream of being on that stage, performing and then getting slimed. I literally dumped Legos on my head to pretend I was getting slimed. I would pretend I was in sync, dancing on the VMA stage with the little, the headsets, the microphones they had that goes around their ear. I'd make one out of paper and put it on and dance my heart out in my living room. I started making fake brands with my friends, and I think one of them was called the Diamondbacks or something like that. I remember I made a whole album art, song list, everything. It was like the full thing. We were serious, legit. But also around this time in my childhood, I started getting into singing, and I remember my aunt would always come at least once a year to visit, and I'd always sing for her and ask her, "What do you think?" And she always gave me, I think it was a C, which was encouraging a little bit. I know C's aren't the best. C's you're barely passing, you barely passed this class. But, for me as a young kid, it was okay, I got a C. I could do better. I could do better, so next time I can get that B, or even more so an A. It really just pushed me to keep practicing. But as I grew older, I started not practicing. I still listened to music, but I didn't sing as much. Sports was my focus. But music came back into my life really when I needed it most.
Let me go, 'cause you know that I don't know if we'll come back or if we'll come back home. 'Cause we've been gone for too long. So let me know what you're thinking, and then I'll go. Your decision, I'll be wishing deep down that I stay for a chance to figure this out again.
College was a strange time for me. I got into my first relationship, and I just talked about my entire childhood, and I talked about music, but there was a lot of things that happened between then and high school. Lost my dad. Moved in the middle of the high school. Felt like I was getting bullied. Pretty much lost myself. And when that relationship ended, I really spiraled. I fell down a hole. I pushed everyone away because I was dealing with all these things that I never dealt with before. And as I was spiraling, all the shit that I didn't deal with was just pretty much just vomiting out of my mouth in a way. So I just kind of felt lost. But the one thing I had that kept me going was YouTube. From 2012 to 2017, YouTube was my outlet. It pretty much saved me while I was going through it. When I moved from Pahrump, Nevada to North Carolina in the middle of high school, YouTube is what really saved me and kept me going. It was my outlet. It allowed me to express myself in ways that I never did before. And it was kind of a way for me to help others too, to kind of escape from their worlds. And it was fun. I found some really great success. I did some really cool things with YouTube. Got to experience things I thought I would never experience because of it. But at one point it started to fall apart too, because as my mental health got worse, I started to overthink things, started to question my own abilities, I started to focus on numbers and the algorithm versus the fans that I gained and the fun that I was having. And I left YouTube. I left YouTube because of it. But before I left, after a period of just feeling at my lowest, I found music again. When I moved across the country and I started YouTube, music became something that was, again, in the back of my mind, because I started to express myself creatively, so music was there. But I didn't want to pursue it. I didn't have the confidence in myself. I was told countless times that I couldn't sing. I was told that was flat. I was told that while I love music, maybe I should find other avenues to express that other than singing. But 2017, when I was at my lowest, I just kind of said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it because it's something I've always wanted to do. And maybe it'll make me happy, because at that moment, I wasn't happy at all. So I started my channel, CNMU. I started posting weekly covers on YouTube, and I started writing the music myself. And as I was writing, it just kind of became therapy to me. It became the place that I could finally express these feelings and emotions in a way that was productive, and really start understanding why they might have happened, what I felt, why I feel the way I do now, and try to move past them. And I think it was at that moment that I realized that I didn't want to just put covers on YouTube. I wanted something more. I wanted to pursue this. And that's the main decision that I wanted to be a recording artist. And from there, it just kind of grew. This project that I'm working on as JB Ryan's, it's my way to show the world and show others who may be struggling that I've cried, I've punched things, I've screamed at the world, I've lost myself, I've wanted to not be here anymore, but I'm still here, I'm still fighting, I'm still laughing, I'm still making these videos, I'm still doing all these incredible things with a mental illness. And I want to show people that you are not your mental illness, you are more than your mental illness, and that you can do great things too. And I want, through my music, to just talk about my story and share my story and my life. So if someone's going through something similar that I've been through, then they can feel less alone, and they can see that they can make it through it, because I've made it through it. It's just showing by example, I think. And long story short, that's why I make music. It's how I got into music. It's given me purpose. It's given me a reason why I've had to go through all these different things, because maybe so I can share my story and help someone else. I don't know, but that's my reason of thinking, and that's what gets me through it, and that's why I make music. But that's it for the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button down below, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss an upload. And let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought of this episode. Do you like it? You didn't like it? What did you like? What didn't you like? Any feedback so these episodes continue to grow and get better. But thank you guys again for watching this video and listening to my story. This is In My Head, and I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week in another video. I'm JB Ryans. Peace!